Hey y'all, coming at you with a mid-September update on the garden, and I'm going to show you where everything is with my progress on my seedlings and my plants. So this is the garden here. If you saw my last video, I've completely revamped it. I took my beds and replenished them, made sure all my squares were filled up with Mel's Mix. I made my own Mel's Mix this time with compost, perlite, and a little bit of peat moss, and that was pretty much it. And then I filled my beds up and also added some additional compost into the soils that I planted in, just to kind of give it an extra boost of nutrition. So we'll go over here in just a minute, but for right now, let's come over here and I'll show you what I've got. These are my bush bean plants. I planted these a few weeks ago along the fence here, and they're growing nicely. The only thing I've had issues with is a little bit of slug damage, and I got some sluggo bait I can put out here, but you can see they're just chewing the sides. The nice thing is my plants are recovering by growing new leaves as they've been getting eaten. So that's good, the plants are doing that. And I've got quite a few planted here, so I'm hoping I get a good yield, assuming I don't get aphids. Actually, I've got my compost pile here that I've been working for the last, I'd say, month and a half, and it's finally breaking down nicely. You can see this is the soil and compost that it's making right here. And even though this isn't extremely hot, it's right below the range of the hot compost temperature, it's still breaking down. So I'll just keep adding to that over the winter, and I should have nice compost probably late next spring. All right, over here I planted some pea plants, and you can see I've got one coming up right here. That's one of my pea plants, and I have a second one coming up right here. So I'm pretty happy with this. We'll see what the outcome is with my pea plants, but the goal is to have them trellis up here, and then I've also got quite a few planted on this side that should come up right here. All my seeds I've gotten pretty much from High Mowing Organic Seeds. Had great success with them the whole time I've used them, and the good thing I like about them is I always have really good germination success rates, and they always germinate quickly, and then they typically always produce and yield within the timelines identified. So let's go ahead and head to the garden, the main garden here, and I'll show you what I've got going on. Okay, so these are my squares right here. Sorry, I had to get rid of a message. You can see over here I have some of my Swiss chard growing. It's looking nice. These are my lettuces that I transplanted from seedlings that are doing really well. I've got peas over here that I planted that are sprouting. They're doing really nicely. And then I don't have my chart in front of me, so I can't tell you every single thing on my squares off my memory. But over here I've got some more lettuce. These I actually planted from seed, so they're coming up all right. And then, oh yeah, on these squares right here, these are Matador spinach, and I planted, I believe, 9 per square. But I filled all these up with Matador spinach, and they're starting to sprout up, which is nice. Okay, over here I've got parsnips, which are doing really good. I've got carrots on this side. You can see the carrots are sprouting, which is nice. Over here in my second bed, I've got cabbage from seed that I direct sowed. That's coming up. Over here, my onions that I grew last season that I turned into a set. Basically, I turned into onion sets. Looks like this one took germination, or correction, not germination, but I planted it. It looks like it took, which is nice. I've got some more chard over here, which is doing well. I've got some bean plants in these two that are germinating, which is nice. And over here, I've got some more carrots. You can see that they're starting to pop up here. And back over here, I've got some more carrots. And finally, I have a few straggler Iron Lady tomatoes that are starting to ripen up, and they're delicious. Overall, so far, nice success. I've got a bed over here that you may have seen in my other videos where I grew corn and tomatoes. I composted it and I planted beets, but my cat has utterly destroyed it and turned it into a litter box. So I have to put up some of this bird netting and plant more beets in there and hopefully get them out before it freezes. All right, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please like and subscribe to the video if you enjoy what I'm doing. And more to follow on my garden updates. Thanks for watching.